All right, so you're prepping for a medical device assembler interview. It's a chance to really make a difference, build the tools that actually help improve and save lives.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing field to be in, and it's not just about, showing up and going through the motions.
Right.
You really got to show them you get the impact of this work, the precision it demands, and, that bigger picture of how it all ties into patient well-being.
It's all connected. So let's use these RoleCatcher resources and dive into some of those tricky interview questions.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's jump right into that RoleCatcher interview guide. The first question is often that classic, describe your previous experience in medical device assembly.
Yeah, that one comes up a lot, and it's your chance to really highlight what you've accomplished, not just, rattle off job titles.
So don't just tell them what you did, show them how well you did it.
Exactly. Did you consistently exceed those production targets while still, maintaining perfect quality? Did you find a way to streamline a process or implement a new technique? Those are the stories that'll make you stand out.
I love that. But what if you don't have direct experience in medical device assembly?
Right.
A lot of people transition into this field from other roles.
Yeah, for sure. And that's where you focus on transferable skills. Think about those times when you had to be super meticulous, follow detailed procedures or work with your hands in a really precise way.
It's like, what kind of things are we talking about?
Well, maybe you were a jeweler or a watch repairer or even, a skilled model builder.
Okay.
Those experiences, they really show you have that dexterity and that focus that this field demands.
Makes sense. And then they might follow up with something like, can you tell me about a time you had to troubleshoot a problem during assembly?
Oh, yeah, definitely expect that one. Have a specific example ready, Explain the problem, the steps you took to figure it out, and the solution you came up with. They're looking for problem-solving skills in action.
Okay, so have a story ready to go. Next question. What quality control measures do you follow during the assembly process? This one feels like it's all about attention to detail.
Oh, it totally is, but you got to go beyond just saying, I'm detail-oriented, you know what I mean?
Right, prove it.
Yes, exactly. Get specific. Talk about those visual inspections, using measuring tools, conducting functional tests. Really show them you understand that quality is paramount in this field, because even a tiny imperfection could have serious consequences.
Especially in medical devices.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and then they might even ask, can you give me an example of time you identified a quality issue and what steps you took to resolve it?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. This is your chance to be a quality hero,
I like it.
Describe a real situation, how you spotted the issue, and the steps you took to correct it.
So like, what kind of steps are we talking about?
Well, did you have to stop the production line? Did you collaborate with others to find a solution? Show them you're proactive about maintaining that high level of quality.
I see. Okay, let's move on to a question that tests your technical understanding. Can you explain the assembly process for a specific medical device?
All right, so for this one, choose a device that you're comfortable talking about.
Break down the steps in a logical way and imagine you're explaining it to someone who has, no technical background.
Keep it simple.
Right. Clear communication is key.
Gotcha. And then they might ask, what are some of the challenges you've encountered during the assembly process and how did you overcome them?
Perfect opportunity to show off those problem-solving skills again.
All right, so go back to your toolbox.
Yeah, exactly. Talk about specific challenges, maybe a component that was really hard to align or an instruction that was just confusing.
Okay.
And then explain how you tackled them. This shows you can think critically and, adapt on the fly.
I like that. Okay, on to a question that balances speed and accuracy. How do you ensure you meet production targets while maintaining quality standards? It's a bit of a juggling act, right?
It is for sure. You need to highlight your time management skills, your ability to prioritize tasks, and your, knack for spotting potential bottlenecks.
Yeah, because you don't want to sacrifice one for the other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have you used any, specific techniques like Kanban or time boxing? Mention them? Okay, good tips. And then get ready for this follow-up. Describe a situation where you had to make a difficult decision to balance speed and accuracy in your work.
Okay, so this is where you share a story that shows you can think clearly under pressure. Maybe you had to slow down production to address a quality concern, or maybe you found a way to streamline a process without sacrificing accuracy.
Okay, good example.
Yeah.
Before we move on, let's quickly touch on how RoleCatcher can actually help tailor your answers.
Oh yeah, RoleCatcher's AI is really cool. It can analyze job descriptions and pinpoint the skills and keywords the employer's looking for.
So it's like having a secret decoder ring for the job posting.
It kind of is.
I love that. Okay, Back to those interview questions. Next up, how do you ensure that you are following the correct procedures and guidelines during the assembly process? Feels like this one goes back to that meticulous attention to detail.
It definitely does. They want to know that you understand how important it is to adhere to those established procedures. But don't just say, I follow the rules. Go deeper. Talk about double-checking part numbers, verifying measurements using calibrated tools. Those are the actions that speak louder than words.
Show, don't tell.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. Now they could really throw you a curveball with, describe a situation where you had to deviate from a standard procedure to resolve an issue.
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one. So you want to acknowledge that, deviating from procedures is generally not ideal, but sometimes things happen and you need to think fast.
Right.
So share a specific example where you encountered an unexpected problem. Explain how you assess the risks and detail that safe and effective workaround you came up with.
Sounds like you need to walk a fine line there, showing you can adapt while still prioritizing safety and quality.
Yeah, it's a balancing act, for sure. And it's super important to emphasize that you documented the deviation, informed your supervisor, and took any necessary corrective actions.
So cover your bases. Okay, moving on to a question that assesses your problem-solving skills. How do you handle unexpected issues or challenges during the assembly process? Because let's face it, in manufacturing, things don't always go according to plan.
Oh, they never do. They're looking for someone who can stay calm under pressure and find those solutions efficiently.
So what's the best way to tackle this one?
Choose a specific example. A machine malfunction, a defective part, an error in the instructions.
Okay.
And then walk them through your thought process. How did you identify the root cause? What steps did you take to diagnose it? Did you talk to your colleagues, refer to manuals, do some online research, and then finally explain the solution you implemented and the positive outcome?
Okay, so paint that picture for
Yeah, exactly. And this is where I think RoleCatcher's AI can really help you out. Remember that co-pilot feature we talked about?
Oh, yeah.
It can analyze your response and suggest stronger action verbs, highlight areas where you can add more detail, and even help you structure your answer in a clear and concise way.
So it's like having a personal interview coach right in your pocket. It really is.
That's amazing. Okay, let's tackle another technical question. Can you describe a situation where you had to troubleshoot and resolve a technical issue during the assembly process? This one seems to really dig deep into your technical expertise.
Yeah, it does. Choose an example that showcases your knowledge and your ability to diagnose and fix problems.
So what would be a good example?
Maybe you troubleshooted a faulty circuit board, repaired a delicate mechanism, calibrated a precision instrument. Walk them through the steps you took, the tools you used, and the solution you found.
It's almost like you're teaching them about this technical challenge you overcame.
It kind of is. And emphasize that positive outcome.
Yeah.
Did your solution prevent a costly production delay? Did it improve the safety or functionality of the device? Those details show the value you bring.
Love it. Okay, next we're moving into a specific work environment. Can you describe your experience working in a clean room environment? I know clean rooms are super important in medical device manufacturing. Oh, they're crucial. They help prevent contamination and ensure that product quality. If you've worked in one before, describe the protocols you followed. Gowning procedures, air filtration, contamination control, even electrostatic discharge precautions.
Okay.
If you haven't worked in one before, talk about the general principles and your willingness to learn and adapt.
So even if you don't have direct experience, you can still highlight your understanding of the concept.
Exactly. And don't forget to mention any transferable skills from other jobs where you had to maintain, strict hygiene or contamination control.
Okay, so what kind of jobs are we talking about?
Maybe a lab or a food processing plant, even a pharmaceutical facility. Those experiences show you can adapt to new procedures and environments quickly.
Okay, makes sense. And this is another area where RoleCatcher's AI can be super helpful. It can analyze the job description and identify those keywords and phrases related to cleanroom experience that you should sprinkle into your answer.
Right. It's all about using the right language.
Okay, on to the final question in this set, which focuses on teamwork. Can you describe a situation where you had to work collaboratively with team members to complete a project? It seems like teamwork is essential in this field.
It absolutely is. Medical device assembly is rarely a solo effort. They want to see that you can communicate effectively, coordinate tasks, and work towards a shared goal with your colleagues.
So how do you make your answer stand out for this one?
Choose a project that really required a true team effort, and then walk them through your specific role.
Okay.
Did you delegate tasks, provide technical expertise, coordinate communication, motivate your team members.
So really highlight your contributions.
Exactly. And if you can quantify your team's success,
What do you mean?
like did you exceed production targets, improve efficiency, receive positive feedback, those details really bring your story to life and demonstrate your impact.
It's all about showing, not just telling.
Exactly. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can help you refine your answer, make sure you're presenting those teamwork skills in the most impactful way possible.
Wow. We've covered a lot of ground already, and we've only just scratched the surface of this RoleCatcher interview guide. It's packed with insightful questions and valuable advice. But before we dive into more interview prep, let's take a quick detour and explore the career path for a medical device assembler. What can someone expect in terms of growth and advancement in this field?
That's a great question, and it's something a lot of candidates are curious about. Fortunately, the RoleCatcher Career Guide provides a clear roadmap of a typical career progression. It outlines, the responsibilities, the skills, and the opportunities at each level. So let's start at the beginning with the entry-level medical device assembler.
Okay, sounds good. What can someone expect when they first step onto the assembly line?
Well, at the entry level, the focus is really on mastering those fundamentals.
Makes sense.
You'll be working under close supervision, learning the ropes, and developing that precision and attention to detail that are so crucial.
So it's all about building that solid foundation.
It is. You'll likely be assembling relatively simple devices, following those detailed instructions, and performing those repetitive tasks to really hone your skills.
It sounds like a great opportunity to learn and grow.
It is. And as you gain experience and demonstrate your competence, you'll have the chance to move up to that junior medical device assembler level.
Okay, so what kind of changes can someone expect at that stage?
At the junior level, you'll start tackling more complex devices and working with a greater degree of autonomy. You might be responsible for assembling multiple components, troubleshooting minor problems, and ensuring the quality of your own work.
So it's a step up in terms of responsibility.
It is. You might also have the opportunity to train new team members and assist with process improvements.
Oh, wow. So you start taking on more of a leadership role.
Exactly. And then as you continue to gain experience and expertise, you can aim for that pinnacle of the career path, the senior medical device assembler.
Okay, so what does it take to reach that senior level? And what kind of responsibilities can someone expect in that role?
Reaching the senior level usually takes several years of experience, a proven track record of success, and a deep understanding of the medical device industry.
So you really got to pay your dues.
You do. But at this stage, you're not just assembling devices. You're often leading a team of assemblers, overseeing production processes, and ensuring that everything runs smoothly and efficiently.
So you're the go-to person.
Yeah, pretty much. You might also be involved in training and mentoring junior staff, collaborating with engineers and designers on new product development, and even leading continuous improvement initiatives.
Wow, that sounds like a really challenging and rewarding role.
It definitely is. And it's important to remember that the medical device industry is constantly evolving. So there are always opportunities to learn new skills, take on new challenges, and grow your career.
That's inspiring. But for now, let's get back to those interview questions. We've still got a few more to cover from the RoleCatcher interview guide.
Sounds good to me. So we were just talking about, the importance of teamwork. But there's another crucial aspect that interviewers often focus on. Your ability to, follow procedures meticulously.
Yeah, that makes sense. In medical device, assembly precision and adherence to guidelines are absolutely essential. We're talking about products that directly impact people's health and safety.
Exactly. Even a tiny deviation from a procedure could have, significant consequences. So let's look at a question that addresses this directly. How do you ensure that you are following the correct procedures and guidelines during the assembly process?
It seems pretty straightforward, but I'm sure there's a lot you can say here to really impress the interviewer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's your chance to really showcase your understanding of the industry's, rigorous quality standards. Don't just say, I follow the instructions, go deeper. Talk about your familiarity with standard operating procedures, SOPs, work instructions, quality control checklists, engineering drawings.
So it's about demonstrating a proactive and meticulous approach, right? Not blindly following steps, but understanding the why behind them.
Yes, exactly. You can mention specific techniques you use to ensure accuracy, like double-checking part numbers, verifying measurements, using calibrated tools.
Okay.
And don't forget to emphasize your willingness to, seek clarification if you encounter any ambiguity or uncertainty.
That's the great point. It shows you're not afraid to ask questions and that you prioritize accuracy above all else.
Right. You could say something like, if I'm ever unsure about a step in the process, I always refer back to the documentation or consult with my supervisor to ensure I'm following the correct procedures.
Okay, that makes sense. But what if the interviewer throws you a curveball? Something like, describe a situation where you had to deviate from a standard procedure to resolve an issue.
Ooh, that's a tricky one. But it's designed to assess your judgment and problem-solving skills in, a high-stakes environment.
Right.
Remember, deviating from established procedures is generally not ideal in medical device assembly.
Right.
But sometimes unforeseen circumstances require, quick thinking and adaptability.
So how do you walk that tightrope? Showing you can adapt while still maintaining that focus on quality.
Start by acknowledging that, deviating from procedures is not ideal, but explain that in this specific situation, it was necessary to resolve a critical issue. Then describe the situation clearly,
Yeah.
Detail the problem you encountered, the steps you took to assess the risks, and the safe and effective workaround you implemented.
It sounds like you need to be very specific and highlight the steps you took to mitigate any potential risks.
Exactly. And it's crucial to emphasize that you documented the deviation, informed your supervisor, and followed up with, any necessary corrective actions.
So cover your bases.
Right. This shows you're not only a problem solver, but also, a responsible and accountable team member.
Okay, good advice. Speaking of problem solving, the next question in the RoleCatcher interview guide dives right into that. How do you handle unexpected issues or challenges during the assembly process? I mean, in any manufacturing environment, things don't always go smoothly.
Oh, for sure. This question is all about assessing your ability to stay calm under pressure, think critically, and find solutions efficiently. It's your chance to really showcase those troubleshooting skills.
So what's the best way to approach this question?
Just like with the previous question, start with a specific example. Describe a situation where you encountered an unexpected problem during the assembly process.
All right.
Maybe a machine malfunctioned, a part was defective, or, you discovered an error in the assembly instructions.
Okay. And then?
Walk the interviewer through your thought process.
Right.
How did you identify the root cause of the problem? What steps did you take to diagnose it? Did you consult with colleagues, refer to manuals, conduct online research, and then finally explain the solution you implemented and the positive outcome you achieved? Did you prevent a production delay, improve the quality of the device, gain valuable knowledge that you could share with your team?
This is where I think RoleCatcher's AI can really give you an edge. Remember that co-pilot feature we talked about earlier?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
It can analyze your response and provide personalized feedback,
Right.
helping you fine-tune your story for maximum impact.
It's like having an interview coach right there in your pocket, guiding you every step of the way.
Amazing. Okay, let's tackle another technical question from the guide. Can you describe a situation where you had to troubleshoot and resolve a technical issue during the assembly process? This one seems to really dig deep into your technical expertise.
It does. Choose an example that showcases your knowledge and your ability to diagnose and fix problems effectively.
So should you get technical here? Or keep it simple?
Think of it as teaching the interviewer about a technical challenge you overcame. Explain things clearly and concisely, but don't be afraid to use specific terminology that demonstrates your expertise.
Okay, so maybe you talk about troubleshooting a faulty circuit board, repairing a delicate mechanism, or calibrating a precision instrument.
Yeah, those are good examples.
Walk them through the steps you took, the tools you used, and the solution you ultimately found.
Exactly. And just like with the previous questions, emphasize the positive outcome. Did your solution prevent a costly production delay? Did it improve the safety or functionality of the device? Did it earn you recognition from your supervisors or colleagues? Those details make your story more compelling and, demonstrate the value you bring to the team.
It's all about showing them you can not only identify problems, but also solve them effectively. Now let's move on to a question that focuses on a specific work environment that's common in medical device assembly, clean rooms.
Right?
The RoleCatcher interview guide asks, can you describe your experience working in a clean room environment? Clean rooms are essential for maintaining the sterility and quality of medical devices. So even if you haven't worked in one before, it's important to demonstrate that you understand the importance of this controlled environment.
Absolutely. You need to show them you're aware of the strict protocols and procedures involved. If you have direct experience working in a clean room, describe the specific protocols you followed. gowning procedures, air filtration systems, contamination control, measures electrostatic discharge precautions. You can also mention any specialized training or certifications you've received related to cleanroom operations.
But what if you don't have direct cleanroom experience? Should you just be honest and say so?
You can certainly be honest about your experience level, but you can still answer this question effectively by showcasing your understanding of the underlying principles. Talk about the importance of maintaining a sterile environment, minimizing particulate matter and controlling temperature and humidity.
So you can still highlight your knowledge even without direct experience.
Exactly. And you can also highlight any transferable skills from previous work experiences,
Okay.
such as working in a laboratory, a food processing facility, or any other environment that required, strict hygiene or contamination control.
That's a great point. It shows you can adapt to new procedures and environments quickly.
Right. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can help you identify relevant keywords and phrases to incorporate into your answer, ensuring that you're, speaking the interviewer's language.
Smart. Okay, on to the final question in this set from the RoleCatcher Interview Guide. Can you describe a situation where you had to work collaboratively with team members to complete a project? I have a feeling this one's all about teamwork.
You got it. In medical device assembly, teamwork is essential. You're rarely working in isolation. You need to be able to communicate, effectively coordinate tasks, and work towards a shared goal with your colleagues.
So how do you approach this question in a way that really highlights your collaborative spirit?
Start by choosing a project or task that required, a true team effort. It could be something as straightforward as meeting a tight production deadline, or as complex as implementing a new assembly process.
Okay. And then,
Walk the interviewer through your specific role in the project.
right.
Did you delegate tasks, provide technical expertise, coordinate communication between team members, motivate your colleagues to stay on track, highlight your contributions, and emphasize your ability to communicate effectively, respect diverse perspectives, and work towards a shared objective?
And don't forget to quantify your team's success, if possible.
You're right. Did you exceed production targets? Did you improve efficiency? Did you receive positive feedback from supervisors or clients? Those concrete details make your story more compelling and memorable.
So it's not just about saying you're a team player. It's about showing them how you've contributed to a team's success.
Precisely. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can help you identify areas where you can strengthen your answer, ensuring that you're presenting those teamwork skills in the most impactful way possible.
Wow. We've covered a lot of ground with these interview questions from the RoleCatcher Interview Guide. It's clear that preparation is key to making a great impression and, demonstrating your skills and experience.
Absolutely. And remember, this is just a sampling of the many valuable resources that RoleCatcher offers. Be sure to explore their website and take advantage of their AI-powered tools to help you ace that interview.
Now, before we wrap up our deep dive into the world of medical device assembly, I want to shift gears a bit and talk about something we touched on earlier, the ethical considerations in this field.
That's a crucial aspect to consider, especially as the medical device industry continues to evolve at such a rapid pace.
Exactly. We've talked about the importance of precision quality in following procedures, but it's equally important to remember, the human impact of the work you do.
Right, you're not just assembling parts, you're building the tools that doctors rely on to diagnose, treat, and improve the lives of countless people.
Right.
That sense of purpose can be incredibly motivating, but it also comes with the responsibility to ensure that these devices are safe, effective, and used ethically.
So what are some of the key ethical considerations that aspiring medical device assemblers should be aware of?
One of the biggest concerns is patient privacy and data security. With more and more medical devices collecting sensitive patient data, it's crucial to have, robust safeguards in place to protect that information from unauthorized access or misuse.
Makes sense.
As an assembler, you might not be directly involved in data handling, but it's important to understand the ethical implications and the role you play in maintaining the integrity of these devices.
That makes sense. What are some other ethical considerations?
Another important consideration is the potential for bias in medical devices.
Nice.
As AI becomes more integrated into healthcare, we need to be vigilant about ensuring that these algorithms are developed and used fairly and equitably. This is a complex issue, but it's something that everyone in the industry, including assemblers, should be aware of and advocate for.
It sounds like there's a lot to think about beyond just the technical aspects of the job.
There is. And as you progress in your career, you might have opportunities to contribute to the ethical development and use of these technologies.
So it's not just about building devices, it's about building a better future for healthcare.
Exactly. Now, before we wrap up our deep dive, let's shift gears one last time and talk about the future of the medical device industry.
Perfect. We've talked about the present, the skills and knowledge needed to land a job as a medical device assembler. But what about the future? What are some of the trends shaping this field, and how can aspiring assemblers position themselves for success in this, rapidly evolving landscape?
That's a great question. The medical device industry is incredibly dynamic with new technologies and advancements emerging all the time. One of the most significant trends is the rise of personalized medicine, where treatments are tailored to an individual's unique genetic makeup, lifestyle, and environmental factors.
That sounds like something straight out of science fiction. How does that impact the work of a medical device assembler?
It means that assemblers might be working on increasingly complex and sophisticated devices requiring an even greater level of precision and attention to detail. They might also need to stay up to date on the latest manufacturing techniques and technologies, such as 3D printing and microfluidics, which are being used to create personalized medical devices.
So continuous learning is essential for staying ahead of the curve in this field.
Absolutely. And another major trend is the integration of artificial intelligence, or AI, into medical devices. We're seeing AI being used to improve diagnostics, personalized treatment plans, and even automate certain surgical procedures.
Wow, that's incredible. But I can also imagine it's a bit daunting for someone just starting out in this field.
It can be. But it's also an exciting time to be part of the medical device industry. As an assembler, you could be working on the cutting edge of AI-powered healthcare, building the devices that are transforming the way we diagnose and treat diseases.
That's inspiring. What are some other trends shaping the future of medical device assembly?
We're also seeing a growing emphasis on sustainability in the medical device industry. Assemblers might be involved in designing and manufacturing devices that are more energy efficient, use fewer resources, and are easier to recycle.
That's fantastic. It's great to see that the industry is prioritizing sustainability alongside innovation.
It is. And finally, there's a growing demand for assemblers with specialized skills in areas like microelectronics, robotics, and software engineering. As medical devices become more complex and sophisticated, assemblers with these specialized skills will be in high demand.
So it's a great time to consider developing those specialized skills. But for now, let's circle back to something we touched on earlier, how RoleCatcher can help aspiring medical device assemblers prepare for their interviews and ultimately land their dream jobs.
Absolutely. We've already talked about some of the AI-powered tools that RoleCatcher offers, like the Copilot feature, which can provide personalized feedback on your interview answers.
But there's so much more that RoleCatcher can do right.
Right. Remember, RoleCatcher's AI can analyze job descriptions to identify the skills and keywords that are most important to employers. It can help you tailor your resume and cover letter to highlight those skills and make sure you're speaking the employer's language.
It's like having a personal career coach guiding you every step of the way.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher also offers a wealth of resources on career paths, salary expectations, and industry trends.
So it's a one-stop shop for everything you need to know about building a successful career in medical device assembly.
Exactly. Whether you're just starting out or looking to advance your career, RoleCatcher can provide the guidance and support you need to achieve your goals.
So to wrap up this part of our deep dive, RoleCatcher is a powerful tool that can help you land your dream job in medical device assembly.
Absolutely. Now, before we wrap up our entire deep dive, let's take a moment to reflect on the significance of this role.
Yes. It's more than just a job. It's an opportunity to make a real difference in the world.
Exactly. As a medical device assembler, you're playing a vital role in improving health outcomes and enhancing the well-being of countless people.
It's about building the tools that help doctors save lives, alleviate suffering, and improve the quality of life for patients around the world.
That's a powerful thought to carry with you as you embark on this exciting career journey.
It is. And it's something that you can convey in your interviews to demonstrate your passion for this field and your commitment to making a positive impact.
Well said. Now I believe we're ready to wrap up this deep dive into the world of medical device assembly.
I think you're right. We've covered a lot of ground today, from exploring the role itself to diving deep into interview preparation, career paths, ethical considerations, and future trends.
We've explored the resources available through RoleCatcher, highlighted the importance of continuous learning, and emphasized the significance of this role in shaping the future of healthcare.
We hope this deep dive has provided you with the knowledge, insights, and inspiration you need to pursue a fulfilling and impactful career as a medical device assembler.
Remember, you have the potential to be a part of something truly remarkable.
Good luck with your job search, and thanks for joining us on the deep dive. So we talked about what it takes to be a medical device assembler today, but let's look ahead. What does the future hold for this whole industry?
Oh man, the medical device industry is constantly evolving. It's amazing to see how quickly things are changing.
It really is. So what are some of the big trends that are shaping the future of this field?
Well, one of the most exciting trends is the rise of personalized medicine. We're talking about treatments that are tailored to an individual's, unique genetic makeup, their lifestyle, even environmental factors.
Wow, that sounds like something straight out of science fiction. What does that mean for the people actually assembling these devices?
It means they might be working on increasingly intricate and sophisticated devices. Devices that can analyze your DNA to predict disease risk, or monitor your medication responses in real time, even deliver targeted therapies to the affected cells.
It's mind-blowing to think about the possibilities. What other advancements are on the horizon?
Artificial intelligence, or AI, is another game changer. We're already seeing AI being integrated into medical devices to, improve diagnostics, personalized treatment plans, even assist with surgical procedures.
AI and surgery. That's both fascinating and a little intimidating.
No, right. But it's important to remember that AI in healthcare is about augmenting human capabilities, not replacing them.
Okay, so surgeons are still in control.
Absolutely. But AI can provide real-time data analysis, enhance precision, and, help reduce complications.
So for those interested in cutting-edge technology, medical device assembly offers a front-row seat to the AI revolution in healthcare.
It really does, and these are just a couple of examples. We're also seeing incredible advancements in wearable medical devices, 3D printed organs and tissues, and even the use of virtual and augmented reality in healthcare training and treatment.
It's amazing to think about all the possibilities. But with these advancements come some important ethical considerations, right?
Absolutely. As the industry pushes boundaries, we have to make sure these technologies are developed and used responsibly. Patient privacy and data security are top priorities. As more devices collect sensitive data, we need to make sure there are strong safeguards in place to prevent unauthorized access or misuse.
That makes sense. What other ethical concerns come into play?
But we also need to make sure that these life-changing technologies are accessible and affordable for everyone, regardless of their socioeconomic background.
Right, it shouldn't just be for the wealthy.
Exactly. And with the growing role of AI in healthcare, it's crucial to address potential biases in algorithms and ensure fairness and equity in their development and application.
It's good to know that these ethical aspects are being taken seriously.
They are. Organizations like the Medical Device Manufacturers Association and the Advanced Medical Technology Association are actively developing ethical guidelines and promoting responsible innovation within the industry.
So what can aspiring medical device assemblers do to contribute to this ethical development?
Stay informed. Keep learning about the latest trends and ethical considerations. Ask those critical questions and advocate for patient-centered design and responsible use of these technologies.
It's about understanding that this role has the potential to impact countless lives and approaching it with a strong sense of purpose and integrity.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. Collaboration is key. Working together with engineers, designers, and healthcare professionals, you can help ensure that these powerful tools are used to improve health outcomes and benefit individuals and communities worldwide.
Well said. This has been an incredible deep dive into the world of medical device assembly. We've explored career paths, industry trends, ethical considerations, and of course, how to ace those interview questions with the help of RoleCatcher.
It's been a pleasure sharing these insights with you.
To wrap up, I think it's important to remember that medical device assembly is more than just a job. It's a chance to be a part of something truly meaningful.
Absolutely. It's an opportunity to contribute to cutting-edge advancements that are shaping the future of healthcare and improving lives around the world.
So for those of you ready to embark on this exciting journey, we say good luck with your interviews, and thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.